Hi guys, another day in paradise. Today I'm going to be doing a starter motor for a 1.9 litre jtdm Alfa Romeo 159. Now the starter motor itself is nestled just down there, and the bolts aren't inaccessible, but they can be a bit fiddly. So as you can probably see, I've had to relocate some stuff to get access. So the EGR valves come off. I've just loosened the coolant bottle as well, and also there's some pipes down here that are held in with two 10mm bolts, so I've just loosened them off so I can move them should I need to. But it's held on with three 13mm bolts and then a couple of connections on the solenoid. So if we go over to the new one, you can see it sits like that on the side of the engine. So the solenoid's at the back, starter motor towards the front of the car, and you can see actually it sits that way, beg your pardon. So you've got the two bolt holes there, and then one just underneath the solenoid to undo, that's to free it off, and then you've got a 13mm connection there, and I think that's an 8 or a 10. So let's crack on and see if we can get it taken out. Disconnect your battery before you do any of this as well. It really hurts. Don't ask me how I know, just trust me. So update, I've got two of the starter bolts out. I'm going to leave the other one in there just while I undo the electrical connections. I'm going to try and give you a view of whereabouts I'm at. So you can see there's one bolt that's come out there. And the underneath one has come out under that solenoid as well. I'm sorry, it really is hard to get a decent picture in here. But I'm going to move on to disconnecting the connections that are on the end of the solenoid now. So that's just those connections in there. Some of that cover. That one and the little one. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got the main connector off, which is that braided one there. And then there's a secondary, which you can just see there, that's got the green stripe on it. That was held in by one 10mm nut on the back of the solenoid. So now it's just been held in by the one bolt I left earlier. I don't know if I can get it on camera. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's just been held in by that one bolt. And the starter motor is actually free now. There is some wiggle in it, so I just need to undo that bolt and we should be able to pull it out. And there she is. So after I undid that final bolt, it will come away from the side of the engine, and the best thing to do, I think, is to just pull it backwards and then lift it up out of this fairly sizable gap here. A lot of people just drop them down to the floor, but yeah, I found that if you take it off the engine casing backwards and then just lift it up through here, it comes out a treat. So I've got to get on with installing a new one now. Right, there we go, all bolted into position. Now if you're doing this by yourself, it can be a little bit tricky just to get the starter motor itself in the right orientation to get the bolts through, because obviously you've got to hold it with one hand, try and feed the bolt in with the other. There's not a lot of access, but it can be done after a lot of fiddling, which is what I've managed to do. All the connections are nicely bolted up. I've buttoned everything up on the top here, EGR coolant bottle, etc. So I think we're about ready to try and start it. Here we go. Time for a test run. It was turning over quite lazily before, so we'll see what it sounds like now. Absolutely magic. Thanks for watching, guys. Any questions, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Cheers.